Now, just like most international students, I started working part-time at McDonald's while I was studying at University of Alberta, and that's how I lost over $90,000 in Canada because I did not know what to do with my. What's up YouTube, it's Shivansh here, welcome back to my channel. So just like a lot of you guys, I also came to Canada as an international student to pursue my engineering at University of Alberta. Now even though at the time I thought that I was doing the best I could in terms of my marks or my grades, my software development skills or my personal growth, etc. But looking back at my student life in Canada, there are definitely certain things that I could have done better or certain mistakes that I could have avoided if I knew what I know today. So this video is going to be all about my biggest mistakes as an international student in Canada, and the third mistake that I will talk about in this video was by far my biggest mistake as a student in Canada, and it actually cost me over $90,000. It will definitely be one of the most important lessons for all of you who are planning to study in Canada. So make sure to watch this video till the very end because I'm sure you will learn a lot from it. And if you want to help me grow my channel and support me, then make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and also share this video with your friends and family because that will allow me to reach more number of people. And if you like and share this video, then YouTube will also show this video to a lot more number of people, which will eventually help me grow this channel. With that being said, let's start this video. Now, my first biggest mistake as an international student in Canada was that I became too satisfied or too comfortable with my part-time job at McDonald's. Now, just like most international students, I started working part-time at McDonald's while I was studying at University of Alberta. Now, thankfully, I did not have any financial issues or I did not even have a loan to pay off. So pretty much whatever I was earning, I was able to spend it on my personal expenses or my monthly expenses in Canada. But I think because of that, I became too satisfied with my part-time job at McDonald's, and I thought that, okay, I'm making about $800 to $1,000 every single month, working 20 hours per week at the time, and it was more than enough to take care of all my expenses. And on top of this, my experience at McDonald's was also pretty amazing. I got to work with some amazing people from all around the world. My crew members were very supportive, and I also made some great friends while working at McDonald's, and I also used to get free food whenever I was scheduled for a shift. So life was pretty much amazing, and I think that was the problem because I became too satisfied with my job. I did not even feel the need to explore different opportunities or explore different career paths, at least for my part-time jobs, because I could have done so many different types of jobs. I could have been into phone sales, car sales, which pay really good commission by the way. I could have worked at a different retail store or at a clothing store, or maybe worked as a bank teller, and who knows what other types of jobs I could have tried. I could have easily made way over $800 at that time, maybe doing some phone sales or car sales, because these types of jobs pay really good in terms of commissions, and I could have easily made about $1,600 to $2,000 every single month because of that commission factor. And it's also not just about the money. I could have also learned so many other types of skills if I had done some other types of jobs. For example, I could have gotten some customer service experience, some sales experience, or maybe also tried my hand at marketing, etc. The point I'm trying to make is that today I regret that I could have tried so many different types of careers or different types of jobs when I was a student, because once you graduate, once you start working full-time in your field, or once you start following a specific career path, you pretty much never get that opportunity to go back and work part-time jobs or try different types of opportunities or career paths, because you'll be stuck in building your career in that specific profession. And I'm not saying that's bad, that's obviously good because that's what I do as well, that's what most people do. We all follow a profession or we all have a trajectory that we're trying to follow. But let's say if I want to work at an Apple store or an OVO store or want to experience the life of a car sales executive, then guess what? I don't have that opportunity anymore because I only have limited number of hours and I want to spend that on building my profession or building the things that I really want to do, rather than exploring all these different types of opportunities that are not really going to be my profession or my full-time jobs. So while you are a student, you should definitely explore all the different types of opportunities that come your way. Do not be satisfied with your part-time job or with just one type of part-time job. If you want to become a security guard and see what it feels like, then make sure to get that security license. If you want to get into sales or explore marketing, then make sure to try out all these different types of opportunities while you are a student, because once you graduate, it will not be possible to try all these different types of things out. Now, my second biggest mistake as an international student in Canada was that I was too fixated decided on a single career path. Now, as you know that I was studying computer science or software engineering at University of Alberta, I was doing really good at my school. I was getting good marks. I was learning how to write code, how to build websites, and how to create Android and iOS applications, and a lot more things along the way. But all these things were part of my curriculum. All these things were actually focused on making me a good software engineer or a good software developer, and that's what I was focused on. That is the career that I wanted to build. And I am a professional software developer now, so all these things actually helped me become a really good software developer. But at the same time, I also regret that I did not invest my time into learning some additional skills, some complementary or supplementary skills that could have opened a lot of other doors and other opportunities for me. For example, I could have learned about how to run a business or personal finance. I could have maybe done some freelancing or started a side hustle, etc. And this is basically what I regret, because fast forward to today, I run a successful Instagram page where I have over 100,000 followers, and this YouTube channel also is a family of over 20,000 people now. And I've only started these two platforms in the last 1 or 2 years. Now just imagine that if I could have started this way back in school when I was just an international student, then my Instagram page and my YouTube channel could have been even bigger today, because I would have been posting for so many years consistently, and I could have also helped a lot more number of people over the years. I could have explored a lot more opportunities at that time because I was just a student and I had nothing to lose, and also I would have had so much more time to build something. At least I could have learned about sales, marketing, especially digital marketing, and all these things are still very valuable skills in today's time as well. So if you are someone who is in a similar situation as me, as I was when I was back in school, then you should definitely consider trying out different types of career opportunities as well and learning different types of skills, because you never know what might work for you. And on top of this, it is very important, especially in today's time, to have multiple sources of income or multiple streams of income, so that even if you lose your primary job because of a recession or something, because as you know, so many people have been laid off, especially by the tech companies, because of this massive recession in the US and across the world. If you have multiple sources of income, then you're sort of shielded from these types of scenarios. And even if you lose your primary job, you have something to fall back on. These additional skills of sales, marketing, digital marketing, freelancing, whatever it may be, any such additional skills can help you in those difficult times, because these skills can easily become monetizable and can also prove to be a great business opportunity for your future. Now let's talk about my third biggest mistake in Canada, and this one is going to be hands down my biggest mistake in Canada, and that was not learning about personal finance and investing while I was still a student. Now, as I told you before, that I was making about $800 every single month through my part-time job, and that was more than enough to cover all my living expenses while I was a student in Canada. And it wasn't like I was spending all my money and not saving anything. I was actually very conscious about where my money was going. I was spending it very judiciously and very carefully, like you should, especially while you are a student in Canada. So I actually had some money on the side, I had some savings, but one, I did not learn about personal finance or investing at all, and two, I did not put my savings into a good financial instrument, or I was basically not investing it at all. Now, to put some things in perspective, just imagine that if I would have saved just $100 every single month while I was a student, then throughout that 4-year degree or throughout my studies, I would have saved about $5,000. And now just imagine that if I would have invested those $5,000 in some really great assets, for example, some ETFs or some really good company stocks, for example, a Tesla, a Google, or an Apple, then how my life could have changed. Now, for example, if I would have invested those $5,000 and bought some Tesla shares, then those $5,000 could have easily become over $100,000, because at that time, Tesla's share price was around $15, and at its peak, Tesla touched about $400 per share. Similarly, if I would have invested those $5,000 in Apple stocks, then those $5,000 could have easily turned into $50,000. And that right there is a huge opportunity that I missed. And that's how I lost over $90,000 in Canada, because I did not know what to do with my savings or where to invest my additional earnings that I had earned through my part-time job over the years in Canada. And this right here is the power of compounding. The more time you give your investments to grow, the bigger your profits will become. So even even if you're just a student in Canada, I would still highly recommend you to learn about personal finance and investing, because these are the skills that will actually help you build wealth in the long run. And if you just start saving and investing maybe $100 every single month, or whatever minimum amount you can, you will definitely go a long way, because you will get into the right mindset of saving and investing as much as you can and building for your better future. Now, obviously, if you have a student loan to pay off, or if you have to support your family, then you obviously have to manage your finances accordingly. And in most cases, it is almost always better to pay off your high interest loans first before even you think about investing, because most of those loans are at a very high interest rate, and it is in your best interest to get rid of those loans or finish off those loans as soon as possible. And then once you're done with those loans, you can go back to my advice and start saving and investing whatever minimum amount you can, because it can do wonders for you. So these were some of the biggest mistakes that I made when I was a student in Canada, and I really hope that you learn from my mistakes. And if you are in a similar situation as me, or in a situation that I was in, then I really hope that you learn from these mistakes and that you don't make these mistakes for yourself. Because if you work on these things, if you develop some highly valuable skills, explore different types of job opportunities, and learn about saving and investing at the right time and start building that right mindset, then you will go a long way, and I'm sure you can fulfill all your dreams and you can get far ahead in life than you could have ever imagined. With that being said, please make sure to hit the like button if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel to watch more such videos about studying and working in Canada, and I'll see you guys in the next video.